I was telling my mother about the problems that I was having since I moved in. Constance had made multiple sexual advances towards me from the time I first moved in. She'd followed me to work at least on 2 occasions that I
Now listen to me. I don't believe that's what you were talking to your mother about. I want to tell you something right now, Mr. Garcia. That I don't believe. Don't believe. That's not the reason that she would call 911 on December 1st.
No, she called 911 because I did yell at her and I did cuss at her and I told her to get out of my room. That's not a lie, Your Honor.
Just a second, Mr. Garcia. You have to follow the logic. She's in her room getting ready to go to bed. She hears screaming coming from your room. Were you so animated with your mother when you were talking to her about Constance?
No, Your Honor, I was not.
So what do you think brought her to your room?
I don't know, Your Honor. It's not the first time she came in there.
I don't believe you at all.
It's interesting to me, as a judge, you really gotta really use your instincts to know who's lying and who's telling the truth in order to render a verdict.
I was in my room, Your Honor.
Did you hear anything?
I heard the screaming, but I was in a different room.
Just a second. You heard the screaming coming from where?
From his room, Your Honor.
Were there 2 people or 1 person?
In that room at that time, I'm unaware. I was in my room asleep.
So you couldn't tell whether he was screaming at Miss Galloway or on the phone?
When I first heard the conversation, yes, I wasn't aware what was going on. And then I heard Constance's voice.
Then you heard her voice?
Yeah,
Sounds
knock on the
to me.
door.
Okay, so the first person he was yelling at was his mother or whoever he was talking to on the phone.
Correct, Your Honor.
And then you heard her come to the door.
Correct, Your Honor.
But you couldn't tell what they were saying.
Correct.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Garcia, what I'm going to tell you is I don't believe your story. And based upon her story, which I actually believed when she was telling me the story, because there was a certain ring of truth to it, she had a right to call 911. So your lawsuit that pertains to the filing of a false document with regard to her fear of you is denied. Now, what's next?
Well, Your Honor, we went to court on December the 24th just so I could respond to the restraining order. I spoke to the judge at that time. The judge's minutes.
Don't tell me what the judge said.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I don't buy it. Next.
Well, after that, Your Honor, she decided she was going to interfere with my divorce.
It'd be interesting to know what she uses
Showing up at other court
to
dates.
determine
I
who's
received,
telling her the truth and who's
correspondence
telling her a
from
lie.
The city attorney asking that she stop
Just a
corresponding with them.
second. Don't tell me about your correspondence. The next part of your lawsuit is that she became an ally of your wife in the divorce action.
That's correct, Your Honor.
For whatever reason.
That's not against the law.
Miss Galloway has a counterclaim. And her counterclaim is that she loaned you funds to pay your lawyer because you didn't have sufficient funds to pay your lawyer.
Why would she do that? I have no idea. I would. That might have happened before all the crap started.
To help you with your lawyer. The answer is either yes or no.
Yes, Your Honor, she did.
Good. In what month did she do that?
Whitney, it's either yes or no.
I apologize.
The month of November. She knew you for a short period of time. And she was helpful to you in your matrimonial proceeding.
No, she was not, Your Honor. I did not want her help. I asked her not to help.
You asked her not to give you the
Whether you wanted to help or not is irrelevant.
Why didn't you just
I think.
Mr. Garcia.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid of what it would tie me to.
Mr. Garcia, you are so full of baloney.
Oh, she's all over this
You
guy.
are so full of baloney. If a big grown-up man like you doesn't want to accept money from a stranger to help him pay his matrimonial lawyer, he just doesn't take the check.
Speak.
So you took the check.
I did not, Your Honor.
She paid the lawyer.
She paid the lawyer.
Well, here's somebody that pays the lawyer, and then
She
here's a conversation.
went behind your back and paid the lawyer? That's what she
Sounds
did?
like an awful, foul
It's like-
conversation. She says, you know what? I think I bet on the wrong horse.
It's a little hard to
And
believe.
I'm sorry I bet on the wrong horse. You and your mother, that sounds like an awful, foul conversation. She says, you know what? I think I bet on the wrong horse. Yep. And I'm sorry I bet on the wrong horse.
All right, we're going to get into part 3 here. Let's see. I don't think it's going very well for Mr. What's his name, Gonzalez. Yeah, I don't think he's telling the truth either, because it's like someone wants to pay for something for me, and I absolutely do not want them to pay. The first thing I do is I say, no, I don't take any money. And then I call my lawyer and say, look, she wants to pay. I don't want to be in debt to her. So if she comes to pay behind my back, don't accept. And it's simple as that, you know? All right, let's get into part 3. Okay, love you, Ma.